So you just got a new iMac, you say. You want to upgrade your RAM, you say. You want to do it yourself and save money, you say? Well, first, I must ask you a question. Is your body ready? So what's up guys, Jonathan here with TLD, hope you guys are doing well. And before I get to my iMac 5K review, I wanted to first upgrade the RAM, so that's what we're gonna do today. Now I'm sure by now most of you have noticed, this is a new spot. We actually moved into a new studio for shooting, so that kind of put a little delay on things for the first couple weeks, but now we're back set up in full force, and now you guys can expect the videos to roll out. So a few weeks back when I had tweeted out my configuration of my iMac that I was picking up, a few of you had asked why I left it at 8 gigabytes and why didn't I max it out at 32, and to put it simply, Apple charges too much. Right now there's pretty much 4 different options you can go as far as upgrading your RAM. You can do it straight through Apple, which is going to cost you the most, and I would not recommend it. You can go through OWC, Other World Computing, Crucial, or even Corsair. If you were to go through Apple right now, just to bump it up to 16 gigabytes, it's gonna get you 2 8 gig sticks. That will run you $200. Now to jump up to 32 gigabytes, that's gonna cost you a whopping 600 George Washingtons. Now for me personally, I went ahead and went with 2 16 gigabyte Corsair Vengeance 1600 megahertz kits. For one kit, it's gonna run you 136 bucks, or for 2, which I opted to go for, that's gonna set you back 272 bucks, which is still considerably cheaper than Apple. Now one thing I wanna point out with Corsair is that these are running at 1.5 volts, a little higher than Apple, which is 1.35 volts. I've used these previously and had no problems, but I do wanna point that out. Now as far as what that means in terms of performance, all it's gonna do is generate maybe a slight more amount of heat, but there is a Crucial option that you can take a look at that is also running at 1.35 volts, and they're actually currently just a little bit cheaper. So for Crucial, for 16 gigs, and that's 2 8 gigabyte sticks, it's gonna run you 132 bucks, or for 2 of those, and you're gonna max yourself out at 32 gigabytes, that's gonna run you 264 bucks. Now for those of you asking why didn't you go with Crucial, they're a little bit cheaper than your Corsair. I had actually just ordered these because I've used them before, and prices do fluctuate from time to time, so for the most up-to-date pricing, make sure you guys check out the links below. Now your last option is going to be through OWC, and this is actually the most expensive next to Apple. For 16 gigs, that's going to run you $197, or for 32 gigabytes, it's going to run you $394. So that's going to run you a little over $100 more than both the Crucial and the Corsair, but it is still cheaper than Apple. Now as far as the actual upgrade process itself, it is stupid simple. If you look above where you would insert the power cable, there's where the RAM is housed. There's a little tiny button right above that insert. What you're gonna do is pop that little button in so the actual housing pops out, and I actually use just a headphone adapter, something small to get in there. I've actually used a Soda Tab top before, so there's not really a perfect device. Just get something small enough to where you can insert it and pop it out. Now once you're inside, on the back of the plate that houses the RAM, Apple actually includes instructions. So there's 2 little tabs that we're gonna kind of pop open. That's gonna slide everything down, and you're first gonna remove your old RAM if you're gonna max everything out. So we're gonna take out those 2 4 gigabyte sticks. Once those are out, then we can begin to install the new one. So this time we're gonna max everything out. We're gonna start from the bottom and work our way up. And once everything's in there, now we can cap it up and close it up, power it back on, and then from there what we're gonna do is boot up and make sure everything is working and installed properly. What you can do is go up to the top left-hand corner and go to the About My Mac section and just make sure all the RAM is recognized. So in this case, we installed 32. We just wanna make sure that all 32 gigabytes is seen by the iMac. Obviously here it is, so we're all good. So there you see, it is really simple to do that yourselves. Hopefully you don't mind taking this route and saving a little bit of money. If you guys did enjoy this video and found it helpful, definitely feel free to hit that like button. Now as I close this video, I just want to quickly talk about why you might need more RAM, because I've seen comments on Instagram, Twitter, why are you wasting money? Why would you possibly need 32 gigabytes of RAM? Now if you're editing video or you're working in programs like Adobe After Effects, these are 64-bit applications. They're gonna suck a lot of RAM. So the more you can have and the more you can allocate towards these programs, the better those are gonna perform and the more multitasking you'll be able to do with your computer. On top of that, if you're recording music in programs like Pro Tools or Logic Pro 10, the more virtual instruments you're stacking, the reverbs, the plugins, all those suck up RAM. So that's another reason where you may find extra RAM useful. So before you start knocking people for buying extra RAM, maybe consider why they might actually use it. Aside from that, if you guys have any questions regarding the RAM, the install, if you guys just need help, you guys can drop me a line down below. It does get a little bit messy, so the absolute best way to get a hold of me is on Twitter at TLD Today. Drop me an @reply there and I will most likely get back to you. So other than that, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.